How's it going, everyone? Akibana0 here, and I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Since I am a bit unable to do proper full anime reactions here on YouTube, I decided to try something a little bit different. I am going to, and I'm gonna start this off with the Overlord, with my Overlord reaction. I'm on episode 6 right now, and what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to recap a little bit the episode, give my thoughts on some of the major events of the episode that I've watched, and I am going to link you to the full reaction in the description below somewhere else. For the time being, until I find a better place to do it, I'm going to use Dropbox as the place. I don't know if there's some kind of limitation. I don't know if Dropbox is going to smack me down at some point about it or whatever, but anyway, I'm going to find a better place to do it, and if you have any recommendations for that, please sound off in the comments section below. Right now, I've watched Season 1, Episode 6 of Overlord, and let's kick it off. Let's talk about that. So, the first big event that happened over there was that Momon and Nabe and the potion maker, whoever her name is, Nefiria, and the Swords of Darkness, as they're called. They have begun their journey to Karn village, where they're supposed to be undergoing a quest. Now, everybody thinks that right now Momon is of bronze level and everything, but he's got all this impressive armor and weapons and everything, so they're kind of wondering, what is this guy gonna be all about? They face off against a bunch of goblins and ogres, and they devise a battle strategy, and that battle strategy involved the Swords of Darkness guarding Nefiria from afar, while Momon and Nabe take care of the big ogres, and that is exactly what they do. They just, Momon just slices through them like they're made out of butter, and kills them with a lot of ease, even though he's not at full strength. He's not at his proper form where he can cast all of his spells and stuff. He is, he just completely tearing them apart, and I thought that was a really amazing way to show how strong he is, even when he deliberately powers himself down a little bit, lowers his level a bit. And everybody's like super impressed by all of this, right? So they're starting to theorize that, oh, maybe he is way above the level that he is. Maybe he is the legendary Adamantid rank of adventurer, which is apparently the highest rank you can be, or that's at least what we know so far. But one of the very interesting things from this episode was that the Swords of Darkness talked about the origin of their group and their symbol of their group, and that it had something to do with the 13 heroes, which is apparently some kind of tale from this land that everybody's coming from here, and it kind of gives a little bit of more insight into the world that that Momonga has found himself in. Right now, on to the other side, where we've learned about some new antagonists here, specifically Clementine, who is some kind of really crazy person who's just out there to kill and kill and kill endlessly. She just enjoys torturing and killing, and she does kidnap a bunch of people for this other guy named Khajiit, I think it was, or Dale. I'm not completely sure who this guy is. So anyway, this guy apparently can create undead, not very much unlike what Momonga can do, in a way. Remember when Momonga created the that he can raise the dead? He made that Death Knight earlier. We know that he has that kind of power, but apparently there's one other guy who can do this, and this is this guy. And they're both these guys, Clementine and Khajiit, they're not really into each other a lot. They don't really like each other that much, and that's pretty cool, because it means that they're allies out of necessity, quote unquote, and they're probably going to get at each other's throats once they achieve the majority of their goals. Anyway, he is planning to basically, Khajiit has something in mind here, and he basically planned to create Arantel into a second undead city. He basically wants to level Arantel, and he wants to create it back into an undead city, because reasons. I guess. Anyway, that's basically it. That's the recap of the episode. I really enjoyed several aspects of this. First of all, there was plenty of humor between Nabe and that I forget his name, that guy who was hitting on her the whole time, and it was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was really, really funny, and I really love the way this show does humor, because everything is pretty dark. It is a bit of a dark story, but at the same time, it has like these very nice ways to show you humor, like when Albedo is trying to fulfill her love with Momonga, and in the back of your head that she was never programmed that way by the original creator of the character, but Momonga kind of tampered with the settings. That's really funny. But also the back and forth that Momonga has with himself when he's thinking in his human voice and then in his character and he's speaking in his character voice. That's always very funny to see as well. And the humor is portrayed very nicely here with I forget what his name again is, who I think it's Peter, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's hitting on Nabe, and that works out very nicely. I really liked the fights as well. I really liked the fights with the ogres and the goblins. It was really fun to see Momonga tear up some stuff. I really should get used to calling him Eins Ulgon from now on. But anyway, yeah, overall, I'm really also liking the antagonists. They're very, very interesting. I feel Clementine's going to be a fun character to see fight against Eins or any of his crew in the future, if that is what is meant to happen down the line. Right, so that was my thoughts on the episode. Thought it was really awesome. I love where their show is going, and I'm really, 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 really looking forward to seeing more about it. Now, this is basically going to mean that I'm going to stop. If any of you have been following on I've been following me on Twitch and going through the Saturday reaction, that is basically a bust, and it's going to stop here because not many people are watching on Twitch, so I decided I'm going to make things a little bit easier for you. So from now on, the episodes are going to come out in this format. I'm going to do a short recap, and I'm going to have a link in the description for you guys to watch the full reaction if you want to. But of course, you can also watch it a couple of days earlier by supporting me on Patreon. All of my patrons get early access to all of my anime and cartoon reactions. You can do the same by hitting off to patreon.com/Akibana0. And as always, I want to thank all of my patrons for supporting me. And yeah, that's gonna do it. And yeah, I'm going to catch you next time.